Welcome back to my series, Dance Mums Unedited. In these videos I discuss production notes written by actual producers of Dance Mums. They show us behind the scenes facts that we don't get to see in the episodes themselves. Today we'll be looking at Season 5, Episode 5. As always, there will be a link in the description box below which will take you to a PDF, so you can read these notes for yourselves. Because there was more to this episode than the producers cared to show. Before filming began this week, an email was sent to all the crew from executive producer Scott Shatsky, outlining the schedule for the week. He specifically told the crew not to share any of this information with the cast. A whole plan had been created by production, detailing which story beats they wanted the cast to hit this week. They planned for the girls to do a can-can group routine, for Kalani's solo to be called Earth, Wind and Fire, and for Maddie's solo to be called Statuesque. Production intended for the mums and girls to see the Rage dance team rehearsing in their studio space. They also expected that Abby would be present for Pyramid. Jess and JoJo were supposed to make it clear that they will do anything to get JoJo into the group number. They also wanted Holly to call Aubrey O'Day this week, and hoped that Jill and Holly would be upset that their girls didn't have solos. The week actually begins with Abby refusing to get out of her car. She knows that the Rage dancers are in the studio, and doesn't want to share the space with a competing team. Abby tells the mums that her lawyer has instructed them not to go into the studio. Holly wonders if the lawyer really said that, or if it's just what Abby wants them to do. Maddie and Kendall say that they spoke to Abby, and they thought she was in a good mood. Maddie says that Abby asked her if anyone from the Rage was at the studio. Jill gets fed up with waiting, and leads the team into the studio to rehearse. The mums are shocked that the Rage dancers aren't just sharing the building with them, they are also rehearsing in the specific room that they have rented. The ALDC mums tell them that they need to move, and the Rage team moves to a room across the hall. Maddie is anxious that Abby will berate her for not telling her about the other team. The Rage dance teachers, Vida and Tiffany, enter, trying to get information from the mums about Abby. The Rage dancers are watching the ALDC through the window. The girls talk about doing a group warm-up in order to intimidate them. Jill agrees, but Holly reminds them that they have nothing to prove. Jess questions Abby's commitment to the team, and Jill and Melissa try to defend her. Kira mocks Tiffany, mimicking the way that she screams and jumps around at dance competitions. Tiffany enters, confronting Kira about her impression. I'm absolutely sure that it was the producers who told her what Kira was saying and sent her into the room to fight about it. Jess compliments Vida and Tiffany, asking questions about their amenities. This causes the mums to accuse Jess of being disloyal to Abby. Jess points out that Abby isn't currently there for them. Though the team can't learn any choreography yet, Holly gets a text from Gianna with the dance assignments for the week. The mums get a call from their attorney, confirming that Abby has finally agreed to come in. Tiffany, knowing that Abby is on her way, tells her girls to show off, and plays up her enthusiasm. Abby enters the studio and sees the Rage dancers in the opposite room. She asks the mums if they knew about this. She then announces that she came in to say goodbye, and storms out crying. Jill, Kira and Melissa can see Abby's point, saying that it's a conflict of interest to rehearse alongside their competition, but Holly disagrees. Vida and Tiffany re-enter again, offering to choreograph their routines. The mums decline, and Tiffany declares that they're wasting their space. Holly explains to them that their ALDC contract forbids them to work with outside choreographers without Abby's permission. The Rage team eats pizza in their room, looking disappointed that they didn't get to meet Abby. Jess wonders if she should choreograph a routine for the kids, and Kira assures her that if she does, she will surely be kicked off the team. Maddie reaffirms that she doesn't want to make Abby angry. Kira considers getting Alexa to come in, but she then gets a text from Abby, telling her not to call in any choreographers. By this point, the team has spent 2 hours doing nothing. Abby calls the mums, telling them that she isn't coming back, and explains that there will be an audition the following day. The girls begin to practice, running some previous routines that they have done. Vida and Tiffany enter again, and ask to talk with the adults. They ask them where Abby is, and insult her lack of professionalism. They discuss Paige's lawsuit, and Chloe's accusations of Abby bullying her. The mums defend Abby, saying that she gives tough love. The rage dancers enter and perform their routine for the mums. Other than Jill, who seems to enjoy it, the mums don't care. Jess gets up and peeks at the unrevealed pyramid. The mums discuss the rankings and the fact that JoJo isn't on the pyramid. Melissa brags about Maddie's gigs, and Jess talks about a fashion show that JoJo will be doing over the weekend. Meanwhile, Abby drops Gianna off in a car that belongs to Noreen, a studio owner from Abby's Studio Rescue. She refuses to enter, saying, "When I'm dead, you can drag my body in there." Maddie and Kalani tell JoJo that she probably won't be in the group dance this week, but might be able to go to the audition with them. Gianna enters the studio, announcing that they have changed the group routine to be lyrical. She tells JoJo to mark the steps and that she won't be in the dance unless Abby approves. As they rehearse, Melissa points out that JoJo is slowing them down due to her inability to pick up the choreography quickly. The mums bicker with Jess about whether or not Abby wants them there. Maddie tells the mums that she's nervous due to the lack of rehearsal time. The following day, Gianna goes through the pyramid. Jess tries to give Gianna a new headshot for JoJo, but she refuses to take it. She tells Jess to give it to Abby instead. She reminds the girls that their audition is tomorrow, so this is their only rehearsal day. She hands out scripts to all the girls except for JoJo, saying that Abby specifically instructed her not to give one to JoJo. The mums discuss the fact that Jess hasn't signed a contract with Abby, and yet was able to come to LA with them. They discuss Abby's tension with the owner of this week's competition, Gina from Energy Dance. Melissa and Kira call Abby, who reveals that she might have to return to Pittsburgh for personal reasons. During Maddie's solo rehearsal, the girls practice for the audition. JoJo peers over Mackenzie's shoulder to get a glimpse of the script. Jess proclaims that she and JoJo will go to the audition, regardless of what Abby says. As Kalani rehearses her solo, Gianna tells JoJo to stay in the studio and rehearse the group dance. Jessalyn sneaks into the studio and picks up JoJo's bag, along with a piece of paper that is next to it. She grabs JoJo and they exit the studio. Jess starts to rehearse with JoJo when Maddie stumbles across them. She tells the mums what she saw, and Melissa rushes in to call Jess out. She accuses Jess of stealing, but Jess tells her that it was just a piece of paper. Kira storms in, believing that the script came out of Kalani's bag. Jessalyn tries to defend the fact that she took the script, and Holly calls her out for trying to defend her wrong actions. Over at MDP, Erin Babs shows her team a copy of Abby's blacklist, which she says is a list of people that Abby refuses to work with or compete against. She shows them that her name is at the very top. I doubt that this is a real physical list, and if there even was one, Abby surely wouldn't let it fall into the producer's hands, because then they'd bring in all her least favourite people. I think the producers might have made this list up because they needed a way to establish Erin as a threat to the ALDC. Erin tells the mums that they should keep their kids on strict diets of eggs and lettuce so that they can keep their abs. Just when I was thinking that Erin might be a respectable dance teacher, she spits out toxic rubbish like that. She suggests that they should offer Chloe a spot on their team, and thinks that they should give each of the ALDC dancers a gift bag, offering them a month's worth of free classes. The following day, Jess and JoJo are the first to arrive at the casting call. The other mums and girls arrive, closely followed by Abby, who begins yelling at the mums for getting headshots that are the wrong size. She snatches the headshots and rips them up in front of everyone. Holly expresses her frustrations with Abby, being absent and then deflecting as though it is normal. This is when Abby accuses Holly of making Nia a mini-me of her, and says that she doesn't want Nia to look like a fool. Everyone enters the casting room and meets Johnny Barbara. JoJo volunteers to audition first. Before she begins, Abby warns the casting director about her speech impediment. As she reads, the director seems impressed, but tells her to take it down a notch. Mackenzie goes next, impressing both Johnny and his assistant Lisa. Meanwhile, Holly is angry about Abby's comment. Melissa suggests that their tolerance of Abby's verbal abuse is like a woman getting used to her husband yelling at her, saying that she's begun closing her ears to things. Jill said that she stayed silent because she doesn't want Kendall to lose opportunities. During Nia's audition, Abby seems disinterested, not commenting on her performance. Kendall goes next, and Abby gets her to try it without the script. Then it's Kalani's turn, and the director points out that she is standing in 4th position, suggesting that she takes a movement class. Lisa says that Kalani is the first one of them to be believable in the role. Maddie is the final one to audition. Johnny gets her to do it again without the script. When they compliment Maddie, Abby says that she is available any day at any time. She adds that she can bring along Mackenzie too. Johnny and Lisa meet with the girls, mums, and Abby. Lisa tells them that their headshots are too glamorous and make the girls look much older than they are in person. She compliments Nia on her audition, and Abby interjects. She points to Nia's headshot and tells her that Nia should be typecast as the orphan. Back outside, Abby suggests to the team that she will never go to energy dance competition again. She tells Jojo that she is not in the group dance, much to Jesselyn's frustration. Abby leaves and Holly begins to cry, upset about Abby's digs towards Nia. Jill tells her that she is making the situation black and white, and Holly tells the mums that they have failed their daughters because they were too afraid of Abby. She storms away from the group. Nia and Holly have a talk, and Nia decides to stay on her team but exclude herself from anything else to do with Abby. Over at MDP, Erin flusters her dancers, pulling kids out of the group dance and trying to bring in other dancers to upstage her soloist Talia. Competition day begins with Abby refusing to respond to Erin as she introduces herself. The mums enter the dressing room alone, and Jess tells Kira that Abby should seek mental help. Abby pulls Maddie aside for a pep talk and tells Maddie to relay a message to Kalani about her solo. Melissa asks if Abby has signed a lease for her studio yet, but Abby has nothing to report. She talks about production and says that she had the idea of creating a video game. When everyone joins them, Jojo asks Gianna how she should prepare for the group number. Gianna looks to Abby, but she doesn't seem to care. Jess says to her, "I hope everyone else was wrong about you, Abby." Erin Babs, her assistant, and one of her mums enter the green room, but Abby refuses to acknowledge them. Abby eventually tells them to send a fruit basket. One of them asks where Chloe is, and suggests that Kalani is too talented for the team. Holly tells them to leave. Jill questions who they were and why they knew Kalani, which prompts Abby to tell Kendall to take Jill out of the room. Abby rants about production at AUDC and their involvement with dance ideas. She says that she has only shown up to this competition so that the girls can do their choreography. She makes it clear that she will not be leaving the green room. After the girls perform their solos, Maddie and Talia chat about them backstage. The ALDC and MDP mums run into one another, and Erin brings up Abby's blacklist. Melissa claims that she has no idea what Erin is referring to, and says that neither does Abby. The mums chat and Melissa says that she loves the ALDC and isn't ready for this to be the end. Back in the green room, Jojo tells Abby that she wants to be in the group dance, but Abby still refuses. Kira asks Jess why she is sewing a headpiece into Jojo's hair if she is not in the number, and Jess says that Jojo is more committed to the team than Abby is. Abby bursts out in anger, telling her that she is not part of the team. Jess shouts at Abby to let Jojo join the group. As things cool down, the MDP team brings in a fruit basket. It's pretty clear that production ordered this basket. We have production notes for what happened over in the MDP green room too, and we never see them ordering the basket. All we see is one of the mums just randomly pulling it out, saying that they had ordered it. Erin shows Abby her blacklist, who tells her that she knows nothing about it. Abby tells her mums to stick some fruit in their mouths to stop them from talking to MDP. Once they leave, Jess calls Melissa out for taking away Jojo's jacket. Melissa explains that Abby forced her to take it away, and she seems remorseful about it. The jacket that they're referring to is probably Kenzie's old team jacket that we see Jojo wearing in last week's episode. Abby tosses the fruit basket onto the ground, wondering if it could have been poisoned. This is when Jojo tries to take a group costume, but Abby tells her not to. When Jojo says that she will put it on just in case, Abby calls her a greedy monster. Jess takes off Jojo's headpiece and angrily exits the room. After the girls perform the group dance, the girls apologise to Jojo that she wasn't able to dance with them. Backstage, the MDP and ALDC girls chat, seeming to get along quite well. At awards, the ALDC group comes in second place to MDP, who received a perfect score. Kalani and Maddie's solos were both given perfect scores as well, with Maddie's solo winning the tiebreaker to receive first place. Talia comes third place in the teen category, but doesn't place overall. Erin suggests that Talia should have been in the junior category instead. Jill tells the girls that second place is alright, given the fact that MDP is considered the best of the best. Holly steps outside to call Aubrey O'Day about working with Nia on some music. The week ends with Jess asking Jojo if she wants to stay in LA after the day that they have had, but Jojo shows no interest in leaving. And with that, we've reached the end of episode 5. Are you surprised by Abby's erratic behaviour, or does it somehow make more sense now? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!